workers, as well as people that their employment has been impacted by COVID-19.
Free food for pets. The Oregon Humane Society is ready to hand out thousands of pounds this week. This is exactly the type of good deed that we love to feature right here on The Good Stuff. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ashley Korslin. Well, the Humane Society is ready to help owners who are either out of work or first responders who have pets. John Goodwin explains.
As an organization, the Oregon Humane Society has always relied heavily on the community for support.
Our community has been so generous in supporting us through the years, and we try to focus on making sure that we give everything we can, particularly during these times of need.
Brian August is the COO at OHS. He's excited about their latest mission that helps not just pets, but owners too.
You're helping pets, but each of those pets or each of those animals has a family connected to them, or they soon will have a family connected to them. And it's vital and critical during this time. We do everything we can to support the community.
On Thursday and Friday from 10 to 1, OHS will have a pet food bank at their warehouse for essential workers and anyone hit hard by the economic slump.
Most of what we have is dog food. And so what we're really looking for is help with cat food and kitty litter. And so if people can provide donations around that, we'll have it organized so that we can maintain social distancing. People will be in masks. We encourage the people who are coming there to wear masks, but we're going to try to make it a process where they don't even have to get out of their cars.
Thanks to greatergood.org, the Humane Society has over 13,000 pounds of food. Add that to the 60,000 pounds of food that they've delivered across Oregon since April.
The food bank, as well as delivery to every corner of the state, is our way of turning that around and ensuring that we're able to support the families of Oregon and really provide back to the community that's been so caring and has been so supportive of us and our mission.
Currently, adoptions are by appointment only, so they're not necessarily seeing an increase. They've also had to pause their spay and neuter service. But Brian is thankful for the help from the public and proud of the chance to give back.
Our life-saving work continues, and we want to make sure that we save every animal we can and make sure they find safe and loving homes.
And that was John Goodwin reporting. Well, the Oregon Zoo is celebrating the birth of a condor chick. It's a sign of hope, really, for an endangered species. So here's a glimpse of the baby and its mom, Malibu. Aw. The zoo shared this nest cam video on its YouTube page. Now, this is the 7th chick born in the program there. There are only 500 condors left in the world. The newest chick will eventually move to the Johnson Center for Wildlife Conservation. That's out in Clackamas County. After that, it'll be released into the wild. Okay, let's talk now from birds to creatures of the sea. Usually you see all kinds at the Oregon Coast Aquarium in Newport, but unfortunately, like everywhere else, it had to close to visitors 3 months ago. A lot of employees, though, are working really hard. They are still caring for all the fish and the other favorites. The Oregon Coast Aquarium is home to 15,000 animals. Open since 1992, it draws more than 400,000 visitors each year.
During this time right now, we would be seeing 1,400 to 1,500 visitors a day.
Marketing Director Julie Woodward says they haven't had any visitors since mid-March, and that's put a strain on the remaining staff still in the building, working hard to take care of all those animals.
We have divided our fish and invertebrate department in half.
Yvonne Moshan Kalora is now supervising a team split up into 2.
And we have half of us working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the first half of a Wednesday, and then the other half comes in an hour after we have cleared the premises, and they work 3.5 days.
Normally, about 100 volunteers help with diving and cleaning. That practice was put on hold due to COVID-19, meaning more work for employees.
Our team and the fish and invertebrate team, we basically have 9 people trying to do the work of many. So we are in our tanks scrubbing, cleaning, diving, and doing things that normally would be a shared responsibility with others.
And financially, the aquarium has lost millions in revenue. It's had to furlough 80% of its staff. The nonprofit did secure a PPP loan, which provided money to pay those furloughed workers for 2 months. Woodward hopes to have the aquarium open in mid to late June, but it will look a lot different.
Some of the things that will be different are we'll have a one-way path through the aquarium. There will be a few areas that will be closed because they're high touch point areas. One is our touch pool, which is very popular, but of course you can understand why we would need to close that. Need to close our kids' play area.
Even so, staff can't wait to welcome visitors back.
There will become a day when things are back to whatever the new normal will look like. And we're really excited to have people come back and visit.
Yeah, they're definitely staying positive. So I did reach out to get an update today as for when the aquarium might reopen. It does not look like it will open this month. In fact, the marketing director says perhaps in July, but they will let us know how things are looking as they go. Well, with Father's Day coming up this Sunday, we are keeping dads in mind all week long. We asked you to share the best advice you've gotten from dad. So here are a few of your Facebook comments.
And right now, we need to take care of ourselves, and other folks need to do their homework and understand what this racial trauma is.
Yeah, some good advice there about keeping the conversation about racism going. You may have found yourself wanting to reach out to a friend, maybe a coworker, but you might not be sure what exactly to say or how to start. Well, Catherine Cook shares some insight for us from a counselor.
How are you doing? It's a simple question, but these are not simple times.
My heart is heavy. Just a lot of things that are going on.
Dr. Keith Dempsey is a private practice counselor and the chair of George Fox University's Graduate School of Counseling.
No matter what you can imagine, it is tougher than what you think it is.
I asked him for candid guidance on how best to reach out to friends, neighbors, and colleagues who are Black. He says there's no cookie-cutter approach, but you should know this.
If your heart is really there, you should be able to absorb some bitterness and understand that bitterness is not about you. The bitterness is about the racism that has existed for years and years and years. And we've been screaming at the top of our lungs about this. And when people are like brand new to the party and they come and they say, oh my God, tell me about this racism. It's like, this is what we've been talking about for the longest. So, appreciate the fact that there is a level of frustration there.
Dr. Dempsey urges people to check their motivation before starting a conversation about racism with people of color.
Are folks really looking to show their heart, or are they looking for a certain response? Because if your heart is, hey, I see you, I care about you, I understand this may be rough for you. Well, whatever you get back, you'll be able to work with that. But if, you feel like, I've said something nice to a Black person today, I need a pat on the back. Well, that's going to be problematic for you, no matter what you say.
Dempsey says for those newly enlightened and outraged over existing racism, maybe the most productive thing to do is brush up on history.
So we're talking about from the early 1900s to Martin Luther King to Rodney King, everything else in between, to this weekend when my brother got shot in the back in Atlanta. So this is documented.
Undoubtedly, Dempsey says people will have questions for their Black friends. He believes now is not the best time to ask them.
And folks who are like, tell me what to do. I feel so bad. Tell me, your greatest, racist experiences. I mean, it's like somebody being, carted into the hospital and they're almost dead. And instead of going to work or let somebody else go to work, you stopping and saying, hey, wait a minute, tell me what happened. Where were you?
So is it better to just stay silent? Dempsey says no, especially when you see racist behavior around you and it feels uncomfortable calling it out.
If you're at Thanksgiving dinner and the people who you love have a mindset that's very different than what we're trying to achieve, it doesn't matter if you march with me or not. You're not using your power and your privilege in spaces and places where it's needed to change.
Dempsey appreciates people's desire to engage, empathize, and care. But he says it's important to realize there is no quick fix to this problem.
And right now, we need to take care of ourselves, and other folks need to do their homework and understand what this racial trauma is. And as we do that, we can all stand together and do this thing.
And here's another pointer from Dr. Dempsey. If you are trying to console a friend, just double check your intention. Are you really trying to make the other person feel better, or are you trying to make yourself feel better? That is some good advice. Well, when the good stuff continues tonight, a business owner offers free food, a slice of comfort during tough times.
We want to make sure that the kids in the neighborhood are taken care of.
When we're at school, I taught and that was cool. Assigning was so fun. Those days are done. Standing alone, I think of students I have known. I walk in the gym, the lights are oh so dim. No balls bounce on the floor, it's such a bore. All by myself, don't wanna teach. All by myself anymore.
I am loving the parody videos that you guys send us. Keep them coming. Boy, her voice was sure amazing. I love it. Well, with kids out of school right now, there's a big push to make sure that students don't go hungry, and that's why Portland Parks and Recreation is expanding its free lunch program. This all starts on Monday, June 22nd. It'll run all summer long. Kids can get free lunches at 26 sites around Portland, along with games and books to take home. You can find out more on the Portland Parks and Rec website. Well, free pizza is on the menu for kids at a business in Clackamas County. Steve Redlin takes us there.
You've seen how the coronavirus pandemic threat has touched, well, everything in our lives, especially what businesses are closed and which ones are open.
I'm Steve Lights, and I've owned the Pizza Schmitza here for a year and a half.
Steve closed his pizza store for a few days and then realized people still need to eat.
First I panicked.
And he needs to earn some income.
Within a week I realized that all you have to do is just make a few adjustments and things are going to come around.
He thought kids living around his store are a long ways away from the school lunches they normally get. And he thought that free pizza lunches for kids at his Pizza Schmitza on Southeast 82nd near Johnson Creek Boulevard would help.
We're up to about 1,400.
I've had 4 at home. I have 3 school-age children.
So all these kids in this area have to go a long ways in order to get their lunch. And so we thought, well, you know, it's about somebody's got to step up and somebody's got to take care of the problems.
At first, his employees wondered if this is a good time for free anything. But seeing the benefits in those well-fed faces makes all the difference.
Definitely helps on the food budget, and you know, sometimes we just get tired of eating what's at home, so we can come out and grab something that's a little different.
Other businesses and Pizza Schmitza Corporate are donating to make the free lunches for school-age kids.
And we've let other families know as well, and they've also taken advantage of it and been able to get some pizza for their kids.
We want to make sure that the kids in the neighborhood are taken care of. And we do first responders. First responders get 2 slices and a drink. Yeah, over 100.
Schools are in the summer break now, but Steve is extending the free lunch program through the summer.
Thank you guys. Pepperoni.
I was surprised that we were able to come in and eat. That was
Very nice.
Come out to our little pizza party and come on, get a slice of pizza.
And GoFundMe and Facebook fundraising events are helping to fund the lunches.
Part of my business model through everything has been to elevate my community.
Steve hopes that kids catch on to the good feelings a good lunch can make.
That is such a great deed. Well, an Oregon company is out with a new potato chip, and to celebrate, they're donating potatoes to feed families. Spud Loves Snacks, I love that name, comes from 3 Mile Canyon Farms in Boardman. Each week, the company plans to donate potatoes to the nonprofit Farmers Ending Hunger. The Oregon Food Bank will then give them out. Well, if you have positive news just like that you would like to share with us, you can text us your pictures and your stories to 503-226-5088. You can also send an email to thegoodstuff@kgw.com. This show really relies on your story ideas. Well, a popular summer camp gets creative. Operation Lemonade makes sour time sweet, pouring on the fun. First, though, ahead of Father's Day, we want to share more advice that you've given us about your dad.
We came up with making lemonade out of lemons. So we want to do what we can to try to help bring camp to them.
A camp connecting police officers with kids has to get creative to keep the fun going. You see, Camp Rosenbaum normally hosts kids from all over Oregon and Washington for 1 week in July, but of course COVID-19 forced them to change plans. You heard there from Mike Rowe, who's been a camp counselor for 13 years. He's also a Beaverton police officer.
We get to spend an entire week with these kids, and they have no idea that we are police. But that last day, all law enforcement, we go out, we change into our uniforms, and we come in, and it's just so beautiful on how much it blows these kids' minds.
Well, since traditional camp won't happen this year, the volunteers came up with something called Operation Lemonade. Backpacks will be delivered to campers filled with journals, sports equipment, and science experiments. And their goal right now is 1,000 bags. So if you would like to help, you can go to camprosenbaum.org/Operation Lemonade and help out a truly wonderful cause. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. Remember to always keep sharing the good stuff so we can share it right here. We will leave you with more of your Facebook comments, Dad's wisdom ahead of Father's Day on Sunday. Have a great one.